What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is August 16th of 2020. Well, folks, I hope you all are having a fantastic day wherever you are, and in today's video, I now want to spend some time to talk about many of our plays in the market that we're currently holding, and talking about how we've been able to lead the market here, but outside that as well, diving into some of the news in the cryptocurrency space, and really focus on the topic of DeFi as an industry within the cryptocurrency space maturing towards the broader financial markets. So we've got lots of things to discuss right after our quick sponsor. Our sponsor for today's episode is Bitpanda Pro. Bitpanda Pro is the secure European exchange for crypto to fiat markets. Bitpanda has been offering secure, straightforward, and easy access to the cryptocurrency market in Europe for over 5 years and wants to offer the same service to more experienced traders, users using trading bots, and other advanced clients like cryptocurrency businesses and institutional investors. With the steady addition of more and more crypto to fiat trading pairs, Bitpanda Pro has made itself a convenient, secure, and trustworthy exchange to onboard or cash out easily. Check out the link down below in the description to learn more. Alrighty, everyone. So to start off, I want to say I hope you guys are having a beautiful Sunday wherever you are, having a relaxed weekend. Markets have been relatively neutral since we last talked on Friday. And the important thing to take into mind here is just taking a look over the last 24 hours. We can see here that there are not many plays making major moves. Again, over the weekend, it's been relatively slow, mostly no trend scenario across the board, outside of a few plays here. And again, focusing in here on just taking a look consistently, try to take like a mental snapshot. If not, take a snapshot every single day if you guys can of, who are the top 5 or 10 performers in the top 100. And you can even dive down into the next 100. See who's leading if you want to focus on maybe on the small caps. But taking a look here at the top 100, we can see that it is overwhelmingly DeFi and enterprise blockchain. Again, a point that we've reiterated a lot on the channel. I know it can seem repetitive, but we want to focus on what's winning in this market. It's not about what we like, really. It's about what the market is taking account to. So we can see Yearn Finance, Reserve Rights, Kava, all DeFi plays, ChainLink, which again you can see as DeFi, but it's an Oracle play in this case, a mixture between enterprise blockchain and also decentralized finance. Stasis, another Ethereum project, EOS in this case, enterprise protocol, Band protocol for oracles, Ren, Terra, all these DeFi plays, and even seeing some of the large caps like Altcoin doing well too. So this is really good to see here that, again, the positions that we're in, such as Kava and ChainLink, we're seeing good continued strength here. Now, I want to go ahead, we'll dive a little bit into taking a look here at the actual market. Bitcoin doing exactly what it needed to do this week, coming back down on that line of previous support and also resistance in the past, making it support, looking like it's giving us the confirmation here alongside the steady volume that we're getting here on Coinbase, to signal that we're going to continue higher and probably set in a new solidified high around 13,000. That's the big even I'm going for right now. Again, I know people might have slightly different levels, maybe 1250, 14,000. It doesn't really matter, guys. We can all be a little bit nitpicky about it, but I think we've still got a ways to run here before we experience a substantial correction. And the reason I say that as well is just taking a look here at the length of the rally here. Not so much the percentage return here, but really the date range here, coming here from the bottom. So you can see here that we had about 8 bars here. If we drag this over here, right, starting off here, we've got another week or so to continue climbing higher. We might even go a little bit further, but all in all, I think we've got some time and range here before you really have to have another consolidation or kind of sideways period in price or experience any kind of correction of any sort. Again, this kind of price action, this bullish hammer here on the weekly, it's just giving me more confidence to go long in crypto. I think we're really we're really actually where we should be because of the expanding cycles. And not to mention, even if you're measuring on a 4-year cycle basis like the stock to flow, we're actually pretty much exactly where we should be. But I think we're going to continue to overshoot this here. The supply on the market is really, really limited here. And we're continuing to see a lot of expansion, obviously, in anticipation around decentralized finance. So again, this is leading to more and more inflows on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies abroad. And of course, as we talked about yesterday, or at least in the previous video, Bitcoin was the second most viewed asset out of any asset on TradingView this past month. So again, keep that in mind here, what traders are focusing on and where the inflows are coming. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit, guys, real quick about the Dash report here. We were talking about ChainLink, and I know I haven't really gotten some time to just take a step back and talk about ChainLink here. But man, we've been talking about ChainLink for a long time. I first covered it back in 2018. I've been following the project for some time. The Oracle solution, or the Oracle problem more specifically, was something that was existent for a very long time in the crypto space. And this is an old copy of the Dash report where we had ChainLink as one of our top picks here. In fact, for many months, there was no change on ChainLink being one of our top picks. We had been talking about it in kind of the later part of 2018. And going into 2019. So it's really awesome to see that ChainLink has performed so well. I know many people out there, as ChainLink has become one of the largest cryptocurrencies, many of you are asking me, like, Nick, what's your position here? I mean, this is an example of what we wrote about in the Dash report here in regards to the performance of ChainLink. The lines here are kind of overlapping, but basically talked about the continuous uptrend line here against Bitcoin, the eventual wedge building in here with the lower highs, and then the continued breakout. I mean, this is absolutely what you want to see here, guys. And apologies for the bells in the background, guys. As you can probably guess, I'm in Europe right now. So, but anyways, good thing to take into mind and stuff, and beautiful, beautiful country I'm in right now. So anyways, if you don't know, by the way, guys, I'm actually in Germany right now. So it's been a nice travel so far. But heading back to the States not too long from now. But anyways, in this case, it's beautiful to see ChainLink starting to take on this vertical price action. Again, I've emphasized the point here that as much as I don't want to fight the trend here, I'm not trying to short this. If you hold some link, I wouldn't say to just sell it all or anything like that, but start raising a stop in this case on some of your position. Take a partial share. Consider here that we might start to get a little bit of a pullback here. And again, we're not looking at the normal chart, we're looking at the log chart. So to really put it in scale, this is what ChainLink's doing right now. So again, bear in mind that there's going to be a lot of investors and traders who are probably going to be locking in profits here, a little bit of smart money taking profits, and then we're probably going to get a nice little pullback here. And that's the same with BAM protocol, it's the same with RLC. Again, not trying to rag on Link here, it's just knowing in this case what parts of the crypto sector have room to grow or might be overextended. And I'd have to say that Link and other players kind of fit into the latter right now. It looks like they're ready for a cool down after having a couple of weeks of near vertical price action. Now, again, we talked about this in the Dash report. If you guys want to keep up to date with some of the plays we're watching, this is actually a good thing as well. We always talk about how we called the altcoin cycle. Just actually spotted this here. This is when we were actually calling it back in September and October, when we started to spot the first few major moves of Bitcoin dominance dropping. So this is the opposite of what we usually look at. All of our indicators were flashing it. So again, keeping in mind here, focusing on the broader cycles, looking at those weekly, monthly time frames. Wanted to talk about the expansion of DeFi here. The lending protocol Aave, I just actually did a panel. It was hosted by Tomo Chain, and I was the host on the panel. Basically, we did a sit-down chat with people from the Teller, Oracle project, Nick. We also talked as well with Stani, who is the founder of Aave. It was a really great conversation, and he's been now recently coming out and with an announcement. We kind of hinted towards it in our conversations, but he had kind of come out and recently in this PR release basically discussing about how Aave is going to be focusing on tokenized mortgages. So they're going to be working with Realty, or I think it's, Realty in this case, which is basically a tokenization project that tokenizes real estate. I think they've mainly focused in Michigan. It's predominantly in like a variety of properties in Detroit and a few other cities, just to kind of test it out. And it looks like they're basically starting to tokenize different properties, get them onto the chain in this case, and being able to use it as collateral. And I think this is really fantastic. I've been wanting to see more crossover from kind of not so much CeFi, but real-world finance to decentralized finance. It's going to be very important if we want to expand this market out to move outside of just crypto collateral and have it in well-audited, well-reputable projects tokenizing real-world assets. So very, very excited about that. Outside of that as well, again, if you guys aren't keeping up with it, there's so many great resources like DeFiPulse.com that are showcasing the growth of certain DeFi projects and the liquidity that's starting to go towards these projects. There have been more Bitcoins minted on the Ethereum blockchain from the existing supply through wrapped Bitcoin than there has been newly mined Bitcoins over the last week here. Take a look at this. So this is back since August 9th, last Sunday here, and we can see that the amount of Bitcoin mined is relatively consistent here. Block times are relatively predictable, so we'll have about the same Bitcoin created each day. And we can see here that these 2 days, Monday and Friday, and also including the other days as well, where it was slightly outpaced here for most days, we can see here that in total, the amount of wrapped Bitcoin is outpacing the amount of new Bitcoin. So what does this show us here? Well, it shows us here that obviously Ethereum is the dominant play for DeFi right now, seeing as Bitcoin is moving over to wrapped Bitcoin, which is a token on the Ethereum blockchain. But along with that as well, it shows us here right now just how big DeFi is in general and how eager people are who hold Bitcoin right now, how eager they are to get access to these opportunities where they can earn interest, where they can use their Bitcoin in decentralized finance and use it in DEXs. I'm just very fascinated to see this and the increase in liquidity for wrapped Bitcoin. I could look up the chart here. If you go to DeFi Pulse and you look up WBTC, you will see the absolute vertical run up, far beyond any kind of second layer solution for Bitcoin like Lightning, anything of that sort. So again, just being realistic, guys, it's the numbers here, right? And we have to keep that in mind here as non-biased traders. So wanted to talk here about a very interesting point, though. We've obviously got a lot of Bitcoin moving over to wrapped Bitcoin on in the Ethereum protocol for DeFi. We've got Aave expanding out into the real world here with more real world assets. And we've also just generally got, oracles, DeFi projects doing well. But one important thing to keep in mind here is that enterprise, a lot of people have been talking about this kind of hopeful future where we're going to see a crossover similar to how we've seen with blockchain for enterprise, that we're going to see traditional financial companies tapping into DeFi protocols. And the interesting thing is that I completely agree with this point here. It's an opinion piece, in this case, coming from Paul Brody, who's right over at CoinDesk. And he brought up this point here that basically enterprise would love to use DeFi. But the thing we have to realize here is that a lot of those institutional financial companies who would want to use DeFi protocols sadly can't on an institutional scale because Ethereum is a public chain. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a public chain. We want to have something that is publicly auditable in a sense, meaning that we can verify that a specific transaction has happened. We don't have to trust any third parties. And that's what's great about DeFi. When I make a token swap through Uniswap, or I send you a transaction, or I put money into Compound, I can see where it's going as a user, and I can actually, again, see, how I'm earning interest, how I'm basically able to swap to another token then now that it's in my wallet, things of that sort. That's all fine and good. But the problem is that no one should be able to tell who I am, and I shouldn't be able to tell who someone else is. And that's the problem for financial companies. They don't trust one another. Banks, as much as people think they work in some kind of cabal, yes, in a sense, they kind of do with the BIS and the central banks. There are some kind of cohesive efforts in this case between banks to set regulations. At the same time, they're working in the same industry. They're competitors. They don't like one another. And with DeFi being so open right now, this is a massive problem. So again, in this case, Paul Brody, again, coming from a very good perspective here, coming from the he's a global blockchain leader, EY or Ernst & Young, which is one of the big accounting firms across the world. And again, this quote I think summarizes it very well. We are enjoying an explosion of innovation and growth in the DeFi space. For that to continue, the market has to become more both broader and deeper. And this is going to be taking it into higher levels of scalability, higher levels of privacy, building out more complex applications, and also better user experience for these companies to actually interact with these systems. So again, I think this is a very, very good summary here. But all in all, I'd like to hear what you all think about this. And for those of you, again, who might be just getting into the cryptocurrency space for the first time, predominantly those of you in Europe as well who are looking to maybe build cryptocurrency positions, you might be seeing what's going on in gold and silver markets. I highly recommend you check out our sponsor, Bitpanda Pro. They're not only a great exchange that allows you to get exposure to a wide range of different crypto assets through many different fiat currencies, but many people see them as the Coinbase of Europe. So if you're interested in a kind of institutional grade platform like Bitpanda or Bitpanda Pro, check out the link down below in the description and sign up for an account today. But all in all, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. This has been a fantastic conversation again to have with you guys. It's a beautiful weekend here where I'm at. I hope it's a beautiful weekend where you are at the moment, and I hope you guys are having a great time trading, investing. It's been a phenomenal time here for cryptocurrency markets, so we should all be thankful that we're lucky enough to be here. So all in all, hope you all are having a fantastic day wherever you are, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay tuned.